in your brain. So my name is Roland, and yes, in a couple of days we'll be having HiveFest for the first time in Altspace VR. Crazy times, but super cool as long as the software works. It's been a little bit buggy over the weekend, and I'm bugging them to to fix stuff. So we're here gathered with some of you. We have about 30 speakers for HiveFest lined up in 2 days of 4 hours. And we'll be having a little rehearsal today. For those of you who are not here, hello. Hello cameras, hello. Please, you can also come closer if you want. You can watch this video for a little intro, and then you'll be able to test on the stage over there how the slideshow controller works. Well, let's go. Obviously, you guys, well, HiveFest is all about making connections and having, great chats, but also about learning new stuff. And you guys are those who are going to teach people about your products, or maybe launch new products and services and meet with your customers. So you guys kind of make HiveFest happening. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for making time to put up a presentation and hop in here from all the way from wherever you are. Also, obviously, it is a great way to be heard because we have quite some registrations this year. So we work kind of from home, not really, but we work from a rented office space with fiber optics because, well, there's one thing I needed, and there was high-speed internet. So together with Puzio, who's currently floating right there, and Abel floating in front of I asked him to be here so I could introduce him. That's Vincent, his long-term friend, and also helping out since Lisbon with HiveFest. So he knows what it's all about, and he'll be lining up many of the presentations. So say hi to him after this presentation, but he's no longer able. And then you see me triggering sometimes because I have the magic slide controller right in front of me. You don't see it, and I will explain it in a bit. So what are we doing today? We're gonna talk about HiveFest a little bit. What's the status, your presentation duration, requirements of the hardware, and also of the environment in which you are presenting. Some tips on slides, a little intro on the front row events, technology we use by Altspace VR, the moderator tools. Well, I will show a screenshot of them, but you cannot see them at the moment. The introduction of the slide controller, the option to interact with the crowd for you, which is through the host tools, and we will help with that, and some generic tips. And then if you want to test out your presentation, I have some presentations which I received today, and I have preloaded them so you can check them out on the big screen and on the slideshow controller. If you have any questions, just shout them, because I cannot activate the raise hand feature here. I'm sorry that this is not enabled, and that's because this is not a front row event. This is just a small internal event, so therefore it's not able. I'm not able to do that. Anyhow, let's go. Next slide. So yes, HiveFest this year, I told some of you already, we've got 4 worlds. The lobby stage is the main stage where everybody who is who is currently RSVPing to the event is funneled through this lobby. This is the place where everybody, is just can chatter and also do the funny fireworks stuff, and be generally a little bit more laid back. And then from this lobby, where also the live stream of this place will be broadcasted to, people will be able to enter this place, which is the place where they can interact with the people on stage. So this will be really the serious place, because it's really distracting if you're up here on the stage and people start shooting up fireworks and stuff like that. Also, as HiveFest this year, it will be open. It's a great way to promote Hive, obviously, because there are just many random attendees also coming from elsewhere from Altspace, but they will not so easily enter this place because they first have to find the lobby and then hop on to the main stage. And we hope to have filtered out many of the trolls by then already, and also show the seriousness of the event itself. Then there will also be on number 3 NFT art gallery and the photo booth as a dedicated island, and that's the HiveFest world. And then in the lobby there will be also a great set of curated other worlds in alt space. If you have a moment during maybe a battery break, you can hop in some other worlds, or maybe right after the presentations. So far almost 600 people registered. Let's see how many actually will show up, obviously in VR, but at least the interest is there, and I've got a great extension of the, or great growth of the HiveFest mailing list, so they will all know about the live stream. So I think it will be a decent show turnout this year. So yes, live streams everywhere: TreeSpeak, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. So feel free to restream that. Yes, high five. You guys are already testing out the emojis. So you all will have approximately, depending, some people now have some longer speaking time, and most of you have 15 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of stage time, and that will be including Q&As. We are looking at about 30 people on stage for 8 hours presentation time, and that also includes some breaks. So that's why we come at 15 minutes of fame. I hope tomorrow I'll be able to share the initial timetable with you. It will happen on the 18th and 19th of December, both days, plenary session starting at 5 p.m. UTC. Right, a little requirements of hardware. If you're presenting from a 2D environment, so through your computer, desktop, or maybe through a console like Marty, please use a headset, preferably, and at least headphones, so you don't have the audio reverb, because it's really annoying, and it will happen automatically due to the technicalities of the AltSpace software. So please test early and be ready for the event. VR. Am I stuttering right now? Please say yes or no. Am I stuttering? Okay, great. Sometimes, especially with the Oculus, maybe they fixed it because they keep on rolling updates, I don't know, every other day. There was at least a bug that if you are too long logged into the same room, there's some packet loss, and then you all of a sudden start stuttering on stage. So a quick fix is to re-enter the room just prior to your presentation. All right. Yes, of course. Yes. We are all on air from home, right? Or from your COVID office. Great. But this is also the only thing that gives, or at least to me, this is the only thing that gives away that we are not real here together, because everybody has their own audio environment, right? Everybody sounds a little bit different. If that would be able to be filtered out, and that everybody would sound completely like you were on stage, maybe amplified or something, then it would be superb mindfucked. But if you hear an ambulance or a barking dog, that really distracts, or it really gives away the fantasy. So try to keep your when you're going to present, especially. If you're just hopping around in the lobby or having some chat, it's totally fine, obviously, but still. But if you're on stage, please make the room where you're physically presenting from as quiet as possible, and maybe look after echo or reverb yourself. I cannot come by, unfortunately, to check that out. Okay, slides. Yes, it's really cool, I think, to have some slides. Great, huge slides. Yes, slides. Please, Google Slides is the only way, or slides.com are the two ways to share the slides this year. There will be images automatically parsed from your Google Slides or slides.com slides. Please share hivefest@gmail.com as co-owner of your slideshow. Yes, we will own it, and we will change everything. No, maybe we add an addition, a final slide, so which fits into the event's look and feel. Because after your slide, we will start preloading the next slideshow. So it could be nice, but that depends on the time. So for this, we need access to your slide so we can publish it temporarily to the web, so we can import it on the screen. The slides will near real time be imported. So if you're working in the morning still on your presentation, it's no problem, as long as we have your URL and as long as we have internet. Please don't use any videos in your slideshows. unless you have a very, 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 very good reason, then we can discuss it. But don't do it without discussing. Just now we tested the video and everything crashed. Literally, if I would now play a video and it's the wrong URL, I don't know what, but it will just crash the whole world and crash all the live stream guys running it. So it's a really great way to, well, kind of fuck up the experience for everybody. So please don't do that. And widescreen format, I think it's default by these days. So front row technology. What will happen? Currently, I think we're over, well, 600 people registered. I think about 100 people RSVP'd so far. I'm looking into having a feature by Altspace, but that's pending their okay. So what will happen is not everybody will be able to enter in the same room physically, because imagine 600 people all connected here through WebSockets and whatever, and all these data sets should be updated on headsets. It's not going to work. So what they implemented is front row technology, which makes copies of this room and designates special people like who have moderator access, who are on the stage, be broadcast automatically to all these copies of these rooms. So this way, unlimited people can access this room, but they will share the room with a different subset of attendees. Don't worry if you don't see your friends. You can hop to another instance of the room where you have more of your friends. And the software will also ask you, which room do you want to enter? It will be great if you're up for presenting, that you would enter the room which has me and Puzio, Vincent over there, who is now active again. Hi, Vinny. Because then we can have a direct conversation. Obviously, there will be ways that we can, well, we can also find you in one of these rooms if it's almost time for your presentation. But yeah, please keep an eye on the timetable as well yourself. So yes, also this front row technology will enable people to ask questions from other rooms, and they will be broadcasted back into the room where you are at as well. So it will just work out seamlessly, and we tested this at the last event, and it is a really great piece of technology. So yes, if you come up on stage, not in this test version, but normally during the event, if you will come up on this stage area and you have moderator tools activated, you will be on air and broadcasted immediately on all these rooms. If you don't want to have that happening because you want to ask some question, let's just go right here and do a little discussion right here and put yourself on mute. This way, yeah, and other people won't be bugged with some logistics. Just keep that in mind. You will also get a notification once you hop on the stage. You will get a notification you're on air right now to all the, and you will be broadcasted. So yes, you will be in this room. You will have moderator status. Moderator status comes also with a lot of extra features, which is really funny to have, but please don't use them. Unfortunately, there is no separation of, well, there is a presenter rule, but it's outdated functionality, so I cannot really use it. Also, the slideshow does only work for moderator and people with other elevated permissions. So you can send a text to everybody in all these copies of this room. A really great way to promote your product, but please refrain from doing that. Why? Because it will just be considered spam, but also the live stream guys who will be in a separate room, by the way, they are now here, but they will be in a separate room, so they won't get noise from people from the crowd, plus they don't disturb people in the crowd. But they will also get this message in front of them. I cannot block that, right? So they will have this message in front of their screen. Hey, download Splinterlands. No, joking, but please don't abuse your powers. If you really want to be a moderator helping out in the event, I mean, if you want to ban trolls, please reach out to me. That will be really great. Anybody who is a bit, well, who has been experiencing Altspace for the last couple of weeks and knows what it's all about, and also knows the spirit of HiveFest and knows that trolls have no place here, please just let's connect, and I will happily give you moderator tools across the whole event, so you can just ban people whenever you, well, feel like it's a good reason to ban them. Okay, the clicker and slideshow, I'm using it right now. It's right in front of me. I can see it right here, so I cannot even see you guys. No, I'll put it up right here. It's really convenient because you just have a copy of the slides. I was discussing with the creator that he would also put a preview slide of the next slide, but so far he didn't do that, unfortunately. I hope he might find time to do it still, or give me the code so I can do it myself, but difficult. So how it works, there's only one person who can see the slideshow control at one time, and currently that's me. Regardless whether you are a moderator as well, only me, I can only see this. It's very convenient because nobody else sees it, but it's also a little bit inconvenient because we got to hand over this control. So I don't know if you, I'm not sure if you see the red button next to the slides at the moment. Yes, okay, very yes. Okay, so that's normally the place where you can spawn the controls. You see it in the screen right here that you can spawn the controls. And then you will get a floating element which you can drag into a position anywhere you like. And it looks like this more or less right now. So on the left side on the screen, you see the floating controls. And this is how the controls look. So you go to the beginning. We will already import your presentation, and then we will hand over the controls to you. So you don't have to look up your URL because it's really annoying to type. And we will have a copy-paste feature to paste all the presentations rather quickly. You can scale up the controls by hitting the plus and minus. There's a volume control, but obviously it's not used because you don't use video, right? And then you have next and previous. And then I could hit reload, but let's not do that. And then at the end of the slideshow, please hit the X on the top right, the red cross, to close the controls so anybody else can pick up the controls again. All right, if you want to do crowd interactions, I recommend, obviously, then you can launch, activate from your moderator tools. You can activate and deactivate, but any moderator can do that. A raise hand feature. But I think during the presentation, so then when you're done, you say, oh, is there still time for some questions? Yeah, we have time for a question. They say, okay, please click the raise hand icon, or well, okay, we activate the raise hand feature right now. And then other people on their bottom right, they will get a little notification. Hey, raise hand feature is activated. Click the raise hand to ask a question. And then the people who want to ask a question will line up in your in the host panel, and then you can click on one of those people and they will get broadcasted instantly. They will get a message, hey, you're on air right now, and they will be broadcasted across all those copies of this room, and everybody in every room will be able to see the person who's asking the question, including the live stream, obviously. And then, well, that's how the raise hand feature works. It's really convenient to have questions broadcasted to all rooms. Okay, a little tip, a little hack also. Many of you, I'm not sure in the 2D modus if it exists, but if you are on the headset, in your radio menu on the left bottom, there's also a personal browser left top of your home button.